All right, can you start by telling me your name and what you do, who you're with?
Sure. Eric Lemasters, and I'm the Vice President of Business Development at E1 Entertainment, formerly Koch Entertainment.
That's one of my first questions. Why is it E1? Why not Koch? What happened?
Well, we were actually acquired, I guess about 4 years ago.
Okay.
My company was, at the time, it was called Row Entertainment, and then it was Entertainment One Group, and they're based in Canada, and they own a lot of companies worldwide. So yes, they own us, but they're also the largest wholesaler in Canada. They own companies in the UK, the Benelux. So a lot of these companies, you may not know who they are, but you know what they do. For example, we distribute Twilight, Summit Entertainment who has Twilight in several territories. We're a theatrical distributor of New Line Cinema in the Benelux. We produced shows that air on networks, TV. CBS has a show called The Bridge coming up in the fall. Show Testes, you may know, it was on FX. Kenny versus Spenny. These shows that companies that we own produce, but everyone had their own little brand. So they decided to make a global effort to rebrand every company. So now the challenge in the U.S. is everybody knows the Koch brand.
Yeah.
They're not familiar with the E1 brand, so it's going to take some time for people to sort of identify the E1 brand, whether it be when they go to the theater to see a movie and then it shows up, or they're watching a show on TV and it shows up, or they buy a CD and it's on there, or a DVD. Eventually it'll all make sense. For the short term it'll be a bit of a challenge, but to have that kind of those resources coming from a parent company has been really beneficial. They've been able to give us the resources we need to do acquisitions that only help catapult us. We're their only U.S. platform at this point in terms of distribution, music distribution and DVD distribution. So that's really feeding a lot of business content our way.
Sure. Isn't there still Koch the label?
Yeah, well, Koch the label has become E1 Music. So every Koch brand is now E1 of some sort. So Koch Entertainment Distribution is now E1 Entertainment Distribution. Koch Records is E1 Music. E1 Music Publishing. So we've all been rebranded across the board.
It seems like Koch and E1, the label, is a pretty big deal along with the distribution. I mean, how much of the company is the label?
Well, yeah, so the label's basically been the #1 independent label, I think, for the past 9 years.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, if you're using, Billboard chart numbers, SoundScan numbers, market share, we're the largest independent, and that's huge for us. I mean, that allows some of our smaller labels to benefit from our pipeline that's really been bolstered and built by this large machine catalog that's going through. So, from a distribution perspective, yes, they are our biggest distributed label, but we also have many other third-party labels that can benefit from that infrastructure that we've been able to build.
Well, you're here at NARM, and I guess what have your goals been with NARM, and are you getting all that taken care of?
Yeah, so NARM is interesting. NARM is obviously historically more about physical goods. NARM's done a very good job of sort of reinventing themselves the last few years to bring in some of the digital retailers. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about retailers. And it's about, labels, distributors, and retailers getting together and being as productive as possible. So, from our perspective as a company, whether it's a brick and mortar retailer or a digital retailer or a hybrid, whether it be like an Amazon or a Hot Topic, someone that's got a solution for both, it gives us an opportunity to sit down with everyone that we need to and kind of do everything that we've always done at NARM. The retailer is a retailer as far as we're concerned.
Sure.
So we try to take that approach. And I think it's productive. It's not the largest conference in terms of attendees, but it's a focus group. It's intimate enough that you can interface with whoever you need to, whether it be a one-on-one meeting or a sidebar meeting or NARM at night, you run into somebody. From that perspective, it can be invaluable.
Maybe I don't have this right, but it seems as though in the past years Koch has had really big emphasis on physical. There's been a big concerted effort to get digital from a lot of distributed labels.
Well, sure. I mean, and this is a perfect example. It's really difficult when you're sitting in a meeting at NARM. You've got labels sitting there doing presentations. In comes a retailer that offers physical and digital. Well, if that label that we don't have digital rights, they might not necessarily belong there. You know, we're not necessarily in the business of having them pitch their content that someone else is going to benefit for. And I think, you know, most traditional physical retailers are understanding that and realizing that and have in the last couple of years. And so the need to have rights to everything is important. You know, our salespeople are out there calling on both types of accounts, and we don't want, you know, a rep having to stop before they walk into an account and think, oh wait, can I pitch this record? You know, we want to keep them focused on, look, we need to pitch this record to all of our retailers. You know, it's hard enough to sell product these days, as we all know. So to have to like stop for a second and think about all these ancillary rights issues, it's not something we want them to have to worry about.
Yeah, I didn't even think about, I guess I've never thought about that side of it when you represent a label only physically and somebody else is doing the digital. When you approach like an Amazon or somebody else, wow, I never thought about that.
And it really, this year, but even last year, was when it first sort of really sunk in, you know, for us, as we started to bring in the digital retailers. It's like, oh, wait a minute, you know, this doesn't make sense. So, you know, you want to, you know, obviously want to accommodate your labels as best you can. And we feel that the only way we can truly do that is to have all those rights.
Makes sense. Well, I think that's all I have for you. Is there anything that you want the HYPEBOT readers to know about E1 or Koch or anything?
No, I think, you know, the fact that we are really a part of a larger machine now. You know, it's something that's important for people to know and understand, and we appreciate you giving us the opportunity to get that out to people.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.